Alright, what's going on, boys? PapaStones doing another review. I'm going to be reviewing all the cards in the Boomsday set. It's just going to be a quick review. I'll talk about the card for maybe a sentence or two, and I'll just give you my star review on what I think of it. So yeah, we're just going to get right into it because I don't want this to take forever, even though it'll still probably take a little bit of time. So, first off, we got Biology Project. I'd say that's a 4-star card. It's close. It's got really good benefits, but at the same time, you're giving your opponent 2 mana crystals, which isn't great, so that's the only reason I'd say 4. It might even be 3, but no guarantees. Then we got Dendrologist. I'd say this is a 3-star card because I don't have a whole high hope for the Treant archetype, but maybe in the future it could get some more buffs if they keep going that route, which I mean would be kind of interesting. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'd say 3-star for now. Then we got Dream Petal Florist. This is a 5-star card. It's broken, hands down. It's Emperor Thaurissan on steroids. And considering you're only playing big minions in the deck, it's great. Forbiddenest Floop, also a 5-star card. It's just too good. Copies anything you play as a 3/4 copy for 4 mana. So in Malagos Druid, this will be a 3/4 Malagos. You could have extra spell damage. And what else is there? Other decks. I mean, it'll really pretty much fit in anywhere unless you Oaken summons it out, and you'll kind of be upset. Then we got Floop's Glorious Gloop. I'd say this is a 4.5, almost a 5. It's a really good card for a token Druid and probably Treant Druid if that's its own archetype, or Treant token, however you want to play it. But at the same time, it's only one archetype specific, so it couldn't potentially be that amazing, but I think you'll definitely see play in those token decks. Then we got Gloop Sprayer. I'd say it's a 4-star card. It's more of a win more card, so it could be a little bit lower, but it's got a high power level, especially if you're already ahead. Then we got Juicy Psych Melon. Definitely a 5-star card, probably the most broken card. That or Florist. I mean, really, they're just insane. Druid got a lot of love this patch, or this pack, set, whatever. But yeah, Juicy Psych Melon is definitely 5. Landscaping, I'd say it's a 3-star card also. Same concept as Dendrologist. I don't see a whole lot of hope for Treants, but no guarantees you could hope for in the future. Last 2 Druid cards, we got Mulch Muncher. This is 3.5. Same concept. It's going to be the same way all around. You know, Treants aren't that great of an archetype. I don't think they'll see a splash in the meta, but there's no guarantee. So yeah, that's all I can say for that. But it is good for Spiteful if that comes back, because this is a good 10 mana minion. So there's that. And then last, there's Tending Tauren. This is a 4-star card, just because it does give you the Treant option if you want to go that route, or it just gives you +1/+1. So it can be in just basic token decks if you're not playing token Treant or whatever. So it's got a lot of potential, and it's a higher minion, so it'll give you a body. But yeah, so that's it for Druid. I'd say they definitely got the most love this set. We'll just continue on to the next guys. We got Hunter. So first off, we got Bomb Toss. Bomb Toss is probably a 4-star card. It's 2 damage. It's pretty direct. You can hit their face if you have to, and you get the little Goblin Bomb, which, you know, Goblin Bombs aren't fantastic, but it's a free Goblin Bomb on top of the 2 damage, so it's a good card. Then Boommaster Flark. I'd say this is probably a 3-star card. It 7 mana 5/5 for a couple of Goblin Bombs that you have to trigger on your own since they're O2s, not 1/1s or anything. Isn't that great? But if there's a way to really play around it, it'll be like its own deck, I think, but no guarantee. I just don't see much for it. We got Cybertech Chip. I'd say it's 2-star. It's just not that good. You don't really Infest as a card. Nobody plays that, so I don't think Cybertech Chip will see any play either. And then Fireworks Tech is a 4-star card. It's really good, but you're only giving it to a mech, and their mech death rattles aren't very high. There's obviously Goblin Bombs, and the other was Spider Bomb. But other than that, this card doesn't have a lot to play off of. It'll more or less just be a +1/+1, but you can hope for the full effect, and then it'll be really good. Then we got Flark's Boomzooka, 2-star card. It's really not that great. Summon 3 minions from your deck. They die after they attack. Only way this works is if you get all Death Rattle minions, and they all have good Death Rattles, really. Other than that, it's just a bad board clear. If it was copies, it might be different. Still probably not great, but it would be different. So, yeah. We got Goblin Prank. I'd say this is a 3-star card. It's the same concept as it dies at the end of the turn, which makes it kind of bad, but this is kind of like a last-ditch effort clear because of the +3/+3. You can do things with this, obviously, if you are in a bad board state, and it's low mana, so it has some potential. And then we got Necro Mechanic, 4-star card. Death Rattles trigger twice is good. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Then we got Secret Plan. Say this is a 3-star card. It's just you discover a secret for 1 mana. It could be a lot better, but it's not horrible. And then we got Spider Bomb. I'd say this is also a 3-star card. Good Death Rattle, really low stats for what it is. The only decent part about it is that it's magnetic, so you could do that, or you could play it and you could Fireworks Tech it. So it's a 3-star for me. And then Venomizer. I'd say this is a 4.5/5 because if you're playing Mech Hunter with whatever you have, it's really good. It's magnetic poisonous, so it's just probably their best card they got. But other than that, Hunter cards weren't too fantastic this time around. But there's potential for aggro mech. Yeah, so that's all I got for Hunter. Now we're going to move on. We got Mage. Mage, I think, might be actually worse than Hunter. No, I don't know. It's not great. First, we got Astral Rift. 2 stars at best, probably 1. It's just 2 random minions to your hand. That's totally out of control what you can get. You could get 2 terrible minions or 2 fantastic. It's really out of control. But I don't think it'll see any play. Then we got Astromancer. I'd say this is a 3-star card. It's more hand size, so if anything it'll be in Big Spell Mage, but it probably won't because Big Spell Mage is already pretty full and they don't need this. Celestial Emissary, I would say this is a 3-star card also. It might see play in Tempo Mage, but I think that's about it. So it doesn't have enough. 2/1 stats isn't good enough for 2 mana for just 1 spell having 2 spell damage. If it was permanent 2 spell damage, it might be better, but still not great. But yeah. And we got Cosmic Anomaly. I also gave this a 3. It could be 3.5, but it's a 4 mana 4/3, so it's not fantastic. But the spell damage is nice. Then we got Luna's Pocket Galaxy. I would say this is a 4-star card. It's just like Barnabas. It gets everything in your deck, but not everything you still have in your hand. So if you already have drawn a lot of minions, and you're obviously probably playing this only in Big Spell Mage, unless there's a new archetype. It has potential to be good, but at the same time it has potential to be semi-dead. But we'll see. And then we got Meteorologist, 2-star card. Really bad stats for at most greater arcane missiles. That's if your hand is full and you drop this, so it could be better. Then we got Research Project. I'd say 3 stars. All the project cards, most of the time they're pretty much designed to be this way, but they're really strong effects, but they benefit both players, and you really don't want to be giving your opponent benefits. You want to capitalize on them being behind, not giving them 2 extra cards to do something. So I don't know, I don't see a lot of hope for it. Then we got Shooting Star. I'd say this is a 2-star card, maybe at best even. It could even be a 1. It's 1 mana, but it's just Arcane Explosion except worse. So I don't imagine this seeing a whole lot of play because Arcane Explosion sees no play. but that's just my opinion. Then we got Stargazer Luna. I gave this 4 stars. It could be a little bit lower, no guarantees, but I think in Tempo Mage it'll be strong if you draw your your curve well. So yeah. And then Unexpected Results, not ritual, Unexpected Results. I gave 2 stars. I don't see this seeing a lot of play. Spell damage isn't going to become a deck or anything, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't see it happening, so yeah. Then we move on again. Got Paladin. First we got Annoya Module. I gave this a 4 star just because it's basically a souped up Annoyatron, so, and it's magnetic for the mech synergies, so I think this card's pretty good. Then we got Auto Defense Matrix. I gave this 3 stars because we already have Noble Sacrifice, and the only time this will be really good is say you have one big minion and they have a big minion and they swing into it and they get Divine Shielded, so that's pretty good in that sense. But I mean, we already have Noble Sacrifice, which I think is probably still a better card if anything, but yeah. Then we got Crystal Smith Kangor. I changed this to a 4 star. I said 5 originally because I wanted it to be good, but at the same time, looking at how I think the meta is going to shape up, I don't see Control Paladin being as great as I was hoping for because of all the combo decks that'll probably be running around. But you never know. If Control finds a way to be relevant, this card will be relevant. So, yeah. I got Christology, 3 star card. It's not fantastic. I mean, you draw 2 1-attack minions from your deck for 2 mana, so the best thing you're probably getting is either Glowtron or Righteous Protector, or you could get Bolver if you're playing that, or something like that. But it's not great, but it's not bad. Then we got Glowtron here, this 5 star. 1/3 stats on a 1-mana minion is great, and it's magnetic if you need it for that purpose too. So this card's really good. Not much to it, it's just a good card. Then we got Glowstone Technician. Oh, excuse me. I gave this 3 stars. Hand buff didn't really work out in the first place when they already had this with Grim Streets and stuff like that, so I don't think this will push hand buff randomly back in. So yeah, then we got Kangor's Endless Army, 4 star card. It's pretty good if you're equipping a lot of mechs with magnetic upgrades. And you've got 3 specific ones. Oh, man. If you got 3 specific ones that are very, souped up in a sense, to have all their magnetic upgrades that you can pretty much guarantee they're coming back, then that's good. But if you're playing a lot of mechs and then you just get the random to bring back a 1/3 Glowtron, you probably won't be very happy about it. So that's why it's only a 4 star. If you could pick them, it would be probably broken realistically, but you can't. So I see why it's like that. We got Mechano Egg, also a 3 star card. The Robosaur sweet, but 5 mana 0/5 isn't fantastic. If this was a Hunter card, it'd be a 5 star, just because, maybe not, maybe 4, but just because Egg Hunter's already a thing, and an 8/8's better than a 5/5, so yeah. We got Prismatic Lens. I'd say this is a 4 star card. This can, give you options, and it gives you a spell and a minion, and generally, at least in Hunter, or in Paladin most of the time, it'll give you good value, but it might just be average. It might be a 3 star, but it might see some play at the same time just because it searches your deck in a sense, so it's not bad. Then we got Shrink Ray. I'd say this is a 4 star card. Same concept as, what's it called? Kangor, Crystal Smith Kangor. I don't think Control Paladin will be as viable as I was hoping with all the combo stuff probably going to be going on. But this is a board clear for Control Paladin, this is Pyromancer, this is Consecration, so it gives you an extra set of board clears, so this card's really good. Even regardless, it just makes them all 1 attack, 1 health minions if you need to just stall. So this card's good on its own. So yeah, that's it for Paladin. Then we got Priest. Okay, cloning device, 2-star card. It's just not great. You don't. It's not discover a minion in your opponent's deck. It's discover a copy. Because if it was a minion, you could just take a Shutterwalk or take a Malagos, and then it'd be really good. But since it's not, it's not. It's just not really a good card. Might even do 1-star. It's just not good. We got Dead Ringer. I'd say this is a 4-star card. It's just like Loot Hoarder, except it draws you more specific things rather than just a card, so it's pretty good. It'll see play for sure. We got Extra Arms. I'd say this is a 2-star card. Priest isn't about buffing minions. It never has been, and this isn't going to change that. So, then we got Omega Medic, a 4-star card. Good stats on a 3-mana minion regardless, and if you get the 10-mana Battle Cry, it's really good. So, this card will definitely see play. Now we got Power Word Replicate. I would say this is a 2-star card. It doesn't have a lot of value. The only time it'll be okay is if you're copying something small that you need, I guess. But there's not a lot of small minions that have that crazy of effects, I don't think. So it won't see play over Faceless if you're playing that. So yeah, we'll find out, but I just don't see it being popular. Then we got Reckless Experimenter. I've changed this to a 3.5, almost to 4, just because of some of the death rattles you want to play now that they've announced from this set. That'll make this card good. But beforehand, I didn't think it'd be fantastic, but now I think it's got potential. But it'll definitely be suited to its own style of death rattle. Like, it'll play like cards that really benefit from dying right away, like Devilsaur Eggs and stuff like that, you know? But this card definitely has its own potential. So I hope to see a deck with it in it, honestly. I like the concept of the cost reduction, but no guarantees if it'll make its own way. Then we got Test Subject, 2-star card. It's maybe even a 1-star, really. It's not great, but you get your spells back, so it's not horrible, but it's not fantastic. Then we got Topsy Turvy. I gave this 4 stars. It's Crazed Alchemist without a body for no mana, so it's good. And it can basically get you past things that you couldn't get past without an attack health swap. Then we got their legendaries, which are both very disappointing. We got Zarek Master Cloner. I gave this 3 stars. It's Cairn Bloodhoof, except different. So you don't play Cairn Bloodhoof most of the time in Priest, so I don't think you'll play Zarek. And then Zarek's Cloning Gallery, I gave 2 stars because 9 mana for at best 7/7 worth of stats. Not worth. Even if they all have fantastic death rattles, I just don't see it happening. It'll probably never work out that way either, unless you legit only have 7 minions and hope you never draw them or some shit like that, but I don't think so. So yeah, that's Priest, not too great, but a couple decent cards. Then we got Rogue. First off, Academic Espionage. I gave this 3-star. I mean, it has to be its own deck. Like Test Greymane kind of oriented deck, which, you know, it could be and could not be bad there. But realistically, I don't think the Test Pickpocket deck is gonna randomly shoot up to top tier now because of this. So I said 3-star. Then we got Blight Nozzle Crawler. I gave this 2. Cost too high for low stats, and the death rattle would be okay, but it's gonna probably die on your opponent's turn unless you're playing this as a tempo play. But realistically, a 2/4 tempo play is not good. So 2 stars. We got Crazed Chemist. I gave this 4 stars. It's basically just Cold Blood on a 4/4 body. So it's good. If you can't combo it, it's obviously going to be a little bit worse, but it fits into Odd Rogue also, which is kind of a big thing, because God forbid Odd Rogue needs more face damage and random bursts. So, but yeah, I think this card will see some play there. We got Lab Recruiter, 5-star card, one of the best cards of the set, really. I mean, there's obviously other good ones from Druid and, you know, random other stuff, but this is definitely Rogue's best card. Shuffle 3 copies in with a 3/2 body. I mean, it's better than Gang Up, so yeah, this card's really good. Then we got Myra Rot Spring. I gave this 3 stars. What do you think you're doing, mister? Sorry, dog. Myra Rot Spring, 3-star card. 2 bad of stats. Its battle cry is decent, but you could also get garbage out of it, so there's that potential. Or just, you know, useless cards in a sense. So I'd say 3 stars, but I like the concept of it. Where they're going with Rogue could be interesting with the death rattles. Then we got Myra's Unstable. I gave this 2 stars. This will never really be great. I don't see when you're going to want to draw your deck unless you're doing that into like a Pogo Hopper combo only, you know, like that'll be the only concept, or like Faldori Strider into an OTK that way, but that's the only possibilities. It's not that great. We got Necreum Blade. I gave this 3 stars. It's a decent card. It's a War Axe, but with decent effect, so. But I don't really think Rogue needs this weapon, but at the same time it might be helpful for the future of their death rattle potential. So yeah, I gave it 3. Then we got Necreum Vial. I gave this 3 stars also. It's 5 mana to trigger a friendly minion death rattle twice. Your best case scenario with this is same concept as the other one, Devil's Sore Egg. You get 10/10 worth of stats for 5 mana. That is your best case scenario if for some reason they're letting a Devil's Sore Egg live in general. But yeah, 5 mana for, it could be something bad, you know, like Myra or something like that, unless it's really great, you know, or just, it just doesn't, the mana cost is too high, I think. If it was 4 mana, it might be better, but 5 mana, I think it's too high, because you could play dead twice for 2 mana, you know, but that's just Hunter things. Pogo Hopper, 4 stars. It'll be its own deck. It probably won't squeeze into other decks, I don't think, but I think it'll make its own deck, and there's definitely potential for it to be crazy because it's kind of like Jades, and everyone hates Jades, so yeah. We got Violet Haze last, 2-star card. 3 mana for 2 random death rattle cards is not good. You can't pick anything about them. You could get 2 awful cards and be stuck with them, so not good. 2 stars at best. Yeah, so that's what I got for Rogue. And then on to Shaman, the old Shaman. Beakered Lightning, I gave this 1 star. I don't think this is good at all. Maelstrom Portal was 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all. Summon a minion. This is deal 1 damage to all minions on your side, even including, and you're overloading 2 mana. So this card will never be good. I just don't see it making any waves, basically. Electra Storm Surge, 5 stars. This is probably their best card. This is an obvious legendary, unlike some of the other ones. But you've got a lot of potential with this card for, you know, crazy Bloodlust plays, or, you know, super full clears if it's like an egg thing and they've got mad eggs going, and you just wipe the whole board with volcanoes, lightning storms. I mean, you're going to overload twice if you do that, but the concept behind this card is really good. Worst case, you could like double Healing Rain if you're going to die or something like that, you know. I mean, this card will definitely see play. It's really good. Then we got Elementary Reaction. I gave this 5 stars as well. It's 2 mana, draw a card, and if you played an Elemental last turn, you draw basically a second copy of it. So this card's pretty good, especially in an Elemental type, or if you're You could even put this in Shudderwalk if you wanted to, because you play Grumble, you play that the next turn. So it'll give you a card and another copy of whatever you drew. And it's an even card, so you can put it in there. And you know they play elementals, so that'll be good in there. This card's just got a lot of potential for the meta. So yeah, I like this card a lot. Then we got Eureka. Summon a copy of a random minion from your hand. It's not good. I ended up giving it 2 stars. Just I don't see the potential for it to be good. I don't know. It's not great. Maybe you could get like a Earth Elemental off of it for free, but that's it. You know what I mean? Just not great. Then we got Menacing Nimbus. I gave this 4 stars also. Adding a random elemental to your hand is good. It's a 2-mana 2/2, and it is perfect for even Shaman. So it'll definitely see its play, I think. Even Shaman will probably see some changes. I don't know if it'll make the cut or not. You know, it's going to have to make a lot of cuts because a lot of these cards are good for even Shaman. And I mean, I don't know about the neutrals. I kind of forget, but there might be some neutrals you can throw in there. So yeah. Then we got Omega Mind. 4 stars. It's a pretty good statted 2-mana minion in general. Plus the lifesteal spells when you have 10 mana is pretty good. So I'm hoping that that does well. And I like the art on that card. So then we got Storm Chaser. I gave this 4.5, almost a 5. Just because you're playing this in Shaman, which means you are going to be drawing more than likely a Volcano for clears or a Bloodlust for OTKs. So this card will definitely see its play. I almost guarantee it. You play this, you get your Bloodlust. You set up for turn 8, play Electra Storm Surge, double Bloodlust. It's almost GG if you have, what, 3 minions on board? That's probably pretty close at that rate. 4 minions is almost guaranteed at that point. So yeah, it's got a lot of potential. I think this card will see play. Then we got the Stormbringer, 2 stars. Card's bad. I just admit it doesn't appeal to me. And we have Thunderhead, a 4-star card. This might bring an Overload Shaman in because it has good stats plus a good effect, and it's got good stats in general. I mean, you could even play it in even. I don't know if they overload actually. If they did, you could play it in even. But yeah, it's a good card, guaranteed. It'll see some play. If not, it'll make its own sort of overload deck, and it'll definitely make it in that. Then Voltaic Burst last. I gave this 1 star. It's not good. There's no way around it. I just don't see anything good coming from this card. So yeah, we're just gonna move on off of that note. We got Warlock. Kind of upsetting, kind of okay. There's some decent cards here, some bad. Demonic Project. I said 2-star originally, but it might end up being 3 because, like I've mentioned, I think combo decks are going to be running around. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward of why. Then we got Doubling Imp, 4-star card. It's basically 3-mana 4/4 or 3-mana 6/6 with Keleseth, or if it gets hand buffed at all, it basically just becomes pretty good stats. So yeah. Then we got Dr. Morgan, 1-star card. Super disappointed that this is their legendary. It's just a bad card, really. Yeah, that's all I can say. We got Ectomancy. I ended up giving this 2 stars just because I don't see Demon Lock being very popular. They didn't get a crazy amount of demons. They got maybe 3, I think, and then the demons they currently play could be better, and I don't think Ectomancy will take Demon Lock over the top. But I could be wrong. You never know. A lot of people think highly of this card just because it can fill up your board, but I just don't see it. Then I got Nether Soul Buster, a 4-star card. It's 1/5, 3-mana minion, and if you play it on turn 5, it's a guaranteed 3/5, and if you play it with that new 1-mana minion Crystallizer, it on 4 mana, it could be a 6/5. So I think that this is a really good card. It'll definitely see play in Zoo decks, if not anything else. Then we got Omega Agent. I gave this 3 stars. It's Doppelgangsters with 4/5 if you have 10 mana, so that's good, but it probably won't see a lot of play there in my opinion. But it'll be a great arena card, I can guarantee you that. Soul Infusion, I gave this 3.5. You can give the leftmost minion in your hand +2/+2, so you can play around it and try and set it up accordingly. If you give it to Doubling Imp, or if you give it to Serenite Chain Gang, it's really good. But if not, I mean, you're just giving something +2/+2 anyways for 1 mana, so it's not bad. And I'll probably see some play in Zoo if it can be squeezed in, but I know the Zoo deck is relatively tight, so we'll have to see what happens. And then we got Spirit Bomb. I gave this 2 stars. It could be... it won't be playing Zoo, because obviously you're playing Keleseth, so I was going to say you play with Nether Soul Buster, but really it's just kind of bad. There's better cards for dealing for it. You could spend 1 more mana and take no damage for Shadow Bolt. That's just not good. Then we got the Solarium. I gave this 4. I wanted to give it more just because it's obviously a good card, but at the same time I think it'll only really fit into Zoo Warlock. It's good, no doubt, but you can't really play it in, like, you can't play it in even at all. You can't play it in Control Warlock because you really don't want to end up drawing all your really high cost cards, then playing 1 and discarding, or playing this, drawing Gul'dan, and then hating your life because you discard Gul'dan in a control deck. You're definitely going to lose. Unless you're already way ahead, obviously, but that's a different situation. Then, yeah, I mean, it'll definitely see play in Zoo. This is a no-brainer, but I don't think it'll see play anywhere else, so leave the cat alone, you dick. Then we got Void Analyst last. It's just not good enough. This doesn't push Demon Lock over the top, same concept as the Ectomancy. So I gave this 2 stars. It's just, it won't bring Demon Lock back. That's really all there is to it. We can hope, because Demon Lock is definitely fun, but I don't think this will do it. So that's all I got for Warlock. And we got Warrior. Then we're on to neutrals, and then we'll be done. I'm trying to fucking turbo through this. So, for Warrior, we have Beryllium Nullifier, 2-star card. It's 2 lowest stats for what it is. Sure, it's magnetic, and it can be great on something else, but 7 mana, 3/8 for no spells, hero power, targeting isn't fantastic. It just doesn't have the stats, really. And then, yeah, so, sorry about this. These fucking animals keep fighting. I don't know what their problem is. So yeah, we got Dr. Boom Mad Genius next, 4-star card. It's really good. The only downside is the hero power being completely random. But other than that, I mean, it's got that good battle cry when you first play it, and then on top of that, your mechs have rush, and you get 7 armor, so it's got a lot of upside, but just the downside of the hero power being random is the only bad part. Then we got Dino-Matic. I gave this 3 stars. It's 5 damage randomly splitting among all minions except mechs. If it said all enemy minions except mechs, it might not be bad. But the fact that you could end up hurting yourself, the only time that would benefit you is like Acolyte of Pain. And realistically, if you're playing Acolyte of Pain in your deck, you're probably playing, what's the card called? Warpath or Blood Razor, so you don't need this for that. And like when Bomb Lobber was out, that didn't see a lot of play, and this is almost the same thing, except essentially worse. So yeah. We got a Turnium Rover. I gave this 5 stars. Another really good 1-mana minion, 1/3 stats. It takes damage, gain armor, so it really benefits Warrior in that sense. And you'll definitely probably be playing Shield Slams. If not, or you might not actually be playing Shield Slams. I haven't really warped up a deck or nothing, but I'll definitely be playing Mech Warrior when it first comes out. Stop by if you want to check that out. Yeah, I'll definitely be playing that. I like the archetype concept. It'll need some help, obviously, but it's got potential. So I'll definitely give it a shot. But yeah, that's 5 stars. And also Omega Assembly, I gave 5 stars. Because it's 1 mana discover a card, which isn't horrible in the first place. But if you have 10 mana, you keep all the cards, which is really good. And then if you have Dr. Boom out, all these cards have Rush. So it'll be very strong, and worst case you can play it on turn 1 and just pick a mech, you know. So yeah, I think that's a really good card. Then we got Rocket Boots. I gave this 2 stars. Drawing a card's nice. The minion with Rush doesn't matter, considering they probably already will, or if they don't, who cares. It's too much mana. If it's really 2 mana to draw 1 card is not good. If it was 1 mana, it might not be bad, but 2 mana is not worth. Then Security Rover, also a 2-star card. Stats are too bad. The only time this would be really good is if you played this on 6, it survives, and then you equip Beryllium Nullifier to it, and those 2 cards are both really bad, so I don't think this will see a lot of play, but I don't know. We'll see. And we got Super Collider, also a 2-star card, 5 mana, 1/3 weapon to try and control the board, but it's very easily played around once people obviously think about it, just like Meteor is and Mage. This will be easily played around, so you just gotta watch where you're playing your minions and you'll be good to go. So yeah, then we got the Boom Ship. This is a 4-star card. This will see play in other. I don't think this will see play in Mech Warrior, because obviously you're hoping Dr. Boom has already came out and they have Rush for free. But if you're playing like Big Warrior or something like that, then they'll come out with Rush. You know, you have like Rot Face, stuff like that. That'll be pretty good. But if not, this will see play there, so play other places. So I think this is a good card. It's got potential. And then Weapons Project is last. I only gave this 2-star. I really don't like the project cards. I don't know. They just don't appeal to me. It's you get a 2/3 weapon and 6 armor, but so do they. The only thing you could really do is play this and play Harrison Jones, draw some cards for free, but you still gave them 6 armor, and you'd be playing this on 7 mana. You could also replace one of their weapons, like Skull of the Minari or Twig of the World Tree, so it might actually be a 3-star card in that sense. But I don't know, I feel like I'm biased against these project cards. I just don't like benefiting my opponent. I want them to be struggling for resources. I don't want to be giving them free resources. So that's just my opinion. So that's it for class cards. Then we got all the neutrals, and then we'll be done. So start off with Arcane Dynamo. 1 star, too bad. 6 mana, 3/4 stats. That's pretty much all you need to know. And then Augmented Elic, I gave this 4 stars. It'll be good with Lab Recruiters, or with Archbishop Benedictus, or what's it's called, Faldori Strider. It's got a lot of potential, so I'd like to see this card see its play, and that's what we can hope for. Then we got Brainstormer, 2-star card. It's just not good enough. If you have this and 9 other spells in your hand, you have 3/10 for 3, which is a dream situation, but 9 spells in your hand is probably pretty odd, so it's probably like a 3/3 at best on most occasions, you know? So I don't think it'll be that great. Then we got Bronze Gatekeeper. I gave this 3 stars. It is a magnetic taunt 1/5, so it'll definitely be probably played, I think, because of the taunt aspect and the high defensive stats. But at the same time, it's also still a 1/5, so it could have better stats, you know. We got Bulldozer. I gave this 2 stars just because it's got Divine Shield, realistically. I mean, the Divine Shield on a 9-mana minion is good, and it might see some play in Arena for that sense, like Divine Tank Max did, but it's not great. At least with Divine Tank Max, you can still hero power, but it had 2 less attack. So then we got a Cloak Scale Chemist. Oh, I gave this 1 star. I just think it's bad. Stealth Divine Shield's not great. It's not a mech, so it's got no synergy there. It's an Noyatron without taunt, and it's got stealth, so that's not good at all. But I don't see it seeing a lot of play. That's just pretty much all there is to it for me. Coppertail Imposter, 3-star card, 4 mana 4/4 is pretty good, and getting stealth will guarantee that you can buff it up with magnetics. So it could be 3.5. I think this will be one of the played mechs from the neutral set. I think Bronze Gatekeeper might also make it. But yeah, I think Coppertail Imposter will be okay. Pretty straightforward card. Then probably the best neutral card, Crystallizer. 1 mana 1/3, good stats on a 1 mana minion again. With the battle cry, deal 5 damage to your hero, gain 5 armor. So realistically, when you're playing this, you aren't benefiting anything, except if, say, you're playing this in Zoo, which you will be. You hurt yourself, but you have the armor, so you can heal yourself with like Voodoo Doctor or things like that, or Life Drinker, and then you can get your Light Wardens going and your Happy Ghouls, and so it'll be really good there. Even worst case, it's got good stats. You get your health low. I mean, their Alex Strazas are less punishing. They're still obviously punishing, but less punishing. This card's going to be really good. It'll definitely see play. Then we move on to Damaged Stegatron. Can't move my reading paper up. I gave this 3 stars. I don't think this is great in any situation. Only really in Priest, because it's a 6 mana 5/6 with taunt, but in Priest you can obviously heal it back up to be a 5/12, so that could be okay. But other than that, it's not fantastic. Then we got EMP Operative. I gave this 2 stars because this card will be really good the first week of the expansion when everybody's testing out Mech Warrior and Mech Paladin and Mech Hunter, but after that, when it's more meta-oriented stuff, like whatever shapes up, unless those decks for some reason all become meta, this card won't be good. 3/3 for 5 mana isn't worth the stats. You look at Galaka Crawler, it's a 2 mana 2/3 destroy a pirate and gain +1/+1. So that becomes a 2 mana 3/4 versus a 5 mana 3/3. It's bad. They needed to give this something along those lines. Same concept, like destroy a mech. If you destroy a mech, gain +2/+2. So it would be a 5 mana 5/5 in that sense. That would be good. But just where it's at right now, it's not good enough. Then we got Electro Right. I gave this 3 stars also. It can be a 3 mana 4/4, which is good. But if you're not holding a spell that's 5 or more, then it's just a 3 mana 3/3, and that's really all there is to it. So it's got potential in the right decks. Big Spell Mage might play this if they need low-cost minions, but I don't think they do. So I don't think this will see much play in that sense, but maybe in Bloodlust Shaman. We got Explodinator. What did I say? 2 stars, yeah. Okay. Really, I don't even know why I went with that. I think it might just be one. It's a 4-mana 3/2 getting 2 Goblin Bombs. Your deck is literally going to have to be Goblin Bomb based if you want to play something like this. So I just don't think it'll be fantastic. I might change that to a 1. I don't see it. Yeah, so it just doesn't have enough stats for what it is. And then you got Faithful Lumi. I gave this 3 stars. It's super sweet art, you know, and it's, in a sense, if you have another mech, it's a 1-mana 2/2, but it's not a turn 1 play, obviously, in that sense. But it might see some play depending on the deck it fits in, but not in every mech deck, I don't think. Then we got Galvanizer. I gave this 4, almost 5, so 4.5 probably. It's not Mech Warper by any means, but at the same time, it's reduced the costs permanently rather than while it's on the field. So it's got its benefits. So this card was obvious it's going to come out because it's a mech set, but at the same time, if it was a 2/2, it might be better, or a 1/3. I don't know. The stats are pretty low, but you're not really playing it for stats in that sense. And then we got Giggling Inventor. I gave this 3 stars. It's not a bad card. It could be a little bit better. It summons mechs for you, but they're just 2 Annoyatrons. And I don't know, Annoyatron's kind of in power crept, I think, but we can see. Then we got Goblin Bomb, 1 star. It's just bad. You're really only playing something specific around this. Then we get even worse. This is like a bad section right here. Harbinger Celestia, 1 star. If that said Rush or Charge or Taunt even, no, I don't even know if that would help, but it wouldn't be bad. But a 5/6 with Stealth that just changes. It's so easy to play around. You play this for 4 mana. You pass, they play a Firefly, then your last turn was basically a 4-mana Firefly. Like, this card's terrible. This is going to be all of your golden legendaries. That's how it's going to go. Everyone knows it, you know what I mean? That or Dr. Morgan or something like that. But let's hope not. You know, I pray for all of you that isn't the case. If you do, you gotta let me know, though. I'm super curious if anybody gets it, because if I get it, I'm destined it guaranteed after I'm done opening my packs, obviously, because I don't want to get it a second time. But if that's my goal, then I am destined it. We got Holomancer, also a 1-star card, 5 mana 3/3, really bad stats. If my opponent plays a minion, I get a 1/1 copy of it. I mean, what minion are they going to play that I want a 1/1 copy of that won't be able to kill this or already have established? So this card's just really bad. Yeah, it's just bad. Then we got Kaboom Bot, 3 stars. It could see some play. It's kind of the same concept as Spider Bomb, because 4 damage will kill a lot of things, and at least in the early stages. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. We got Loose Specimen. I gave this one 1 star. The only time it'll be good is if it's your only card you're playing, or only minion you have on 5 mana. Or else you're going to end up killing whatever other minions you have, and that's not worth. But if you're way behind, this might see some play, because it's obviously high statted for the reason of its terrible battle cry. Yeah, it's not great, though. We got Mechanical Whelp. I gave this 2 stars. The stats on it are too bad, and silence will be too heavy on it. But in the sense of I talked about earlier with Reckless Experimenter, it's got potential, because, you know, on 8 mana, or if your Reckless Experimenter survived, this becomes a 3 mana 7/7, so that's good. But that's the only case it'll really be good, I think. So yeah, then we got Mecharoo. I gave this 4 stars just because it's a 1 mana 2/2 in the sense of it summons another one. It's Possessed Villager or whatever its name was from Warlock. And that card saw a lot of play. So this card will probably see play in its own sense, and it's a mech. So yeah. Then we got Mechathune, 3-star card, only because of the sweet artwork and the Spiteful Summoner concept. Oh, hello, kitty. Only because of those concepts, but realistically, it's probably just going to be a meme, just because you'll definitely need to be playing a deck centered around getting Mechathune off. So yeah, I mean, we can hope, but no guarantees. And we got Microtech Controller. I gave this 2 stars. It's 3 mana, 2/1, and the 2/1/1 microbots are too easy to clear, so it's just not good enough. Yeah, if there were 1/2 microbots, it might not be bad, but 1/1s aren't going to cut it. Yeah. Then we got Missile Launcher. I gave this 2 stars also. At the end of your turn, dealing 1 damage to all of the characters isn't good. 1 more mana, you can play Baron Geddon, or 1 less mana for Warlock specific. Obviously, you can play Dreadlord, which does damage to their minions only. It just isn't great. It doesn't have the right stat line to be that, you know. It's just not good enough. Then we have Omega Defender. This is a 3-star card because it's obviously not great at 4 mana. It's just a Stegodon, and at 10 mana it's a 12/6, so it's only got 6 health. It can die to a fireball. Like, it's got a lot of easy outs to it, rather than, you know, just if it was more health, like gain +5/+5, like, you know, that would be broken, because it'd be a 7/11 minion for 4 mana. That would be nutty, but a 12/6 minion is easily dealt with. So yeah, I don't think this card has that great of a place. Then we got Piloted Reaper. I gave this 4 stars. You can definitely set up plays around this, so it'll have its own potential there. It's definitely not Piloted Shredder by any means, but it's not a bad card. Then we got Replicating Menace. I gave this 1 star. Same concept as Microtech Controller, except you could silence this if you wanted to. It's 1 more mana for 1 more attack and 1 more microbot. It's just not good enough. It won't see any play, I don't think. So then we got Rusty Recycler. I gave this 2 stars. This is a Stegodon with Lifesteal for 1 more mana, and Stegodon is not played, so it could benefit from Magnetic, obviously, if you're playing a deck like Kangor's Endless Army, where you're, like I'm assuming that deck will go, is you're trying to get specific mechs boosted, you know, so your Kangor's is guaranteed to bring them back. It'll see play there. But it's not Magnetic. It has to be magnetized too, so we'll see. And we got Seavorium Bomber, 3-star card, just decent stats for 5/5 plus the extra damage that you can, you know, end up trolling somebody with in that sense. And this with Augmented Elic is 10 damage to troll somebody with, so it's got its own potentials for funny decks like that too, you know, like shuffle these into their deck, yada yada yada, but we'll see. Then we got Skater Bot. I gave this 3.5. It could almost even be 4, just because it's magnetic. Because it'll basically, you play any mech you want and give it rush for 1 extra mana, and it gives it an extra 1/1 in stats. So in that sense, it's pretty good. So it's a very straightforward card. It will probably see some play. Then we got Spark Drill, 1-star card. It's just super terrible. I mean, 6 mana, 5/1 with rush. I mean, really, that's so bad. The stats are atrocious. And the best thing you get is 2 1/1 sparks with rush to your hand when it dies. It's just literally horrible. Then it's almost the same concept. Spark Engine, Battle Cry gets some sparks with Rush, and it's a 2-mana 2/1. It's also a 1-star card. Super terrible. These cards are pack fillers. Yeah. I got Spring Rocket. I gave this 1 star because this is Fire Plume Phoenix for 1 less mana and 3 stats less. And considering that it's a 2/1, it's just, it'll die to a Mage hero power, really. I mean, it's not good. So, that's terrible. And then we hit Star Aligner. Man, this is a section of shit. Star Aligner, 1-star card. It's War Golem. The battle cry will likely never happen unless you're playing something very specific just to try and have Star Aligner occur. The stars will not align. You know, it's cringy puns to the max, but it's just the truth. And then you got Steel Rager. This is 2 stars, just because it's a 5/1 with Rush. And it's a Rager. Bring back the rage. You could also magnetize it with something if you wanted to, but you probably aren't. But you could. So, yeah. Then we got Subject 9, 3-star card. Drawing 5 secrets from your deck, in a sense, different secrets. In a sense, sounds really great, but at the same time, you have to be playing 5 secrets. If you're playing this in Secret Hunter or Secret Pally, you're drawing probably 2, maybe 3, which is not bad in a sense, but it's not like it's, you know, just playing them for free like Bellringer Sentry or like a Cloaked Huntress and Hunter in that sense. But yeah, it could see some play if Secret whatever happens, but we'll have to wait and see. We got Toxicologist. This is a 3-star card. It'll probably be played in some rogue. It's just give your weapon 1 attack. It's not combo or nothing, so it's not bad in that sense. Obviously it's not combo, that's a rogue specific thing. Or you can just buff up whatever weapon you have, but I'll probably see some play. And then we got Unpowered Mauler. Bad card, 1 star. You're not going to be playing spells every turn, so a 2/4 minion is not great. And then we got Upgradable Framebot, 4 stars. This one baffles me to the max because Druid of the Swarm sees absolutely no play right now, and it is the same exact thing, except it has Taunt. But the only reason this thing gets 4 stars is because it's a mech and because Magnetic is a new keyword. So this card has the good stats to be played on 2 mana, then you buff it up with something else. So this card will see play, guaranteed. You got War Gear, 3 stars. It's 5 mana, 5/5 Magnetic. So it's good on its own. It's good to buff something else up. So it's a good card, but it's, you know, kind of high cost, so it depends. It's deck specific in its own sense. You got Weaponized Pinata, 3 stars. This is an arena card at its finest, but realistically, same concept as the other minions like this. 4 mana, 4/3, with nothing too great of an effect, isn't anything to be impressed by. You could trade into this with some 2 mana minions, you know, like Swamp Ooze or, you know, things like that. I mean, the stat line's not good enough. 3/4 would be better, but you could get random legendary minions that would help, but you probably won't. Then we got Whirly Glider. This is a 1-star card. 2 mana, 2/1, bad stats, and you get a Goblin Bomb, which is a bad card. So, just bad. And the last 2 cards, we got Whizbang the Wonderful. This is a 1-star and a 5-star card all in itself. Granted, if you are new to the game, this card should be an instant craft if you have the dust, because you well, new to the game and free to play, more or less, or just you don't want to spend a lot of money, because this will give you the option to play a lot of decks. But at the same time, if you are a seasoned player or you spend a lot of money on the game, this card will not benefit you in any way unless you're probably doing the Whiz Bang Challenge, which I imagine a lot of people will be doing. But this card is great card design, super fun. I really like the card, but at the same time, you probably don't really want it if you don't need it. But it will be fun, guaranteed. I like the card. It's interesting, but you could get some really bad decks. And yeah, we'll see how their recipes change up with the new set, but hopefully they're good, because they've had some decent recipes lately. And then last but not least, we got Ziliax, 4-star card. It's basically Alakir for mechs. It doesn't have Wind Fury though, which is sad, and it's a rush, not charge. But it's magnetic, so you slap this on your upgradable frame bot that you played on turn 2, and it's just survived because they're playing aggro. You now have a, what is it, on turn 5 you have a 1/5, so it would go to a 4/7 with Divine Shield, Taunt, Lifesteal, Rush. So this card's got potential. I like this card a lot. It will probably be played in most, if not all, mech-oriented decks if you have it. So, to wrap this thing up, I know it's taking a little bit longer. I mean, this is the quickest I could get this stuff done. I didn't want to go into too much detail. If you want, you can check out some of my other reviews. They're more or less more detailed than these. This is just me kind of starring things out, seeing what I think. Yeah, you can check those out on my channel. If not, I don't give a shit. You do what you want. It's all you, man. I believe in you. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, I will definitely be doing a 100-pack opening on this channel, and probably live on my Twitch when the set comes out, August 7th. So probably, you know, the night or whatever. I don't know when they actually start letting people open. But whenever they come out, the 6th or the 7th, midnight, yada, 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 I will be opening 100 packs on my Twitch. I will upload it to this channel. You can check that out. And I will be trying out new decks, Mech Warriors on my list, maybe Control Paladin, maybe some terrible Druid, which you'll probably see for the rest of this expansion. But you never know. If you enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up for me, leave a comment, let me know if you agree, disagree, think I'm off, or you know, if I'm close on some of my reviews. All feedback is appreciated. Yeah, that's all I really got for you guys, so I'll just leave you with that. Until next time, catch you guys later. Peace!